Okay, some more updates from Republic Ridge. Last episode we did the foundation, and I could have vibrated the concrete a little bit more, but we went really heavy on the Portland. So it's just a well pump house. That's to keep it from freezing in the winter. So I've got Pete helping me, and let me do a spin around here. Okay, we have it framed out. I'm not the greatest framer, and I've got a friend of mine, Pete, he actually works at Home Depot, and I'm giving him a little bit of extra work because they don't pay him very good over there. And we've got it framed out. Now we're putting OSB 1/2-inch plywood on the outside. Then we'll put a vapor barrier and then T111 on the outside and trim it out on the corners. Then we will work towards the roof, and that'll be, in a little bit. We found when we put the siding on, by using the flat bars on the bottom sticking out, that they go underneath we just stick them underneath the plate. We've got sill steel under there, but by putting them underneath there, the siding or the plywood, the OSB, it lines up perfectly. So there's almost no tugging and tapping, and it's been coming up perfect. All four corners were, if you put the level on them, all four corners were perfect, and when we put the giant T-square inside on the top plate, all of it was square. So by having a perfectly square building, putting the siding on is easy. We're putting up the vapor barrier before we put the T111 siding on. We have pretty much all the structure is done. Now we're just siding it. So we got a little mini scaffold here to go up, and we're going to finish putting a vapor barrier on. And then by the end of the day, we'll have the T111 on, and then we'll be good for then. And then we're talking Monday, the roof. We have the plywood up. Now we're doing the vapor barrier. And I'm just basically using number 15 paper. And we got one more piece we're going to put on. And then we're going to start putting on T111 siding. And we have 1x2s over here for the corner. Here's the siding. And we have 1x2s for the trim on the corners. So hopefully by the end of the night, we'll have everything done on the walls. And then Monday we will start on the roof. Sun's getting low, and Pete is cutting out the door. And after that door is cut out, we have one last piece of T111 to put on. On the corners, we put trim on the corners, and they need to be caulked. And up on the top, you can see it's not level, but we'll trim that up. And this one, these got leveled. There's the trim. They got to be caulked. And it's going to be battleship gray with white trim. And we're going to have trim horizontal to the ground on the bottom and top. But we're working on the well pump house. Okay, for today it's 6 o'clock at night. Sun's real low in the sky. We got the T111 on, and we got the four corner trim on all four corners. Basically, it's going to be battleship gray with white trim, and we got to finish putting the rest of the trim on. But we got the four corners that'll have to be caulked and painted But Monday, the roof, we start the roof system. And it's an 8x8 shed. The only purpose this shed has is to keep the well from freezing. In February in Texas, we had, they say it's 1 in 100 years, but I'm preparing for the next 100 years. So, okay. Republic Ridge. Okay, another update coming from Monday. We will put the door in, which is laying right over here. We have an exterior door. And we'll hang the door and do the... Actually, I'm not going to do the door until after the roof is on, because then the door will be in our way with the ladders on the inside. So, again, Republic Ridge, you know, more updates as we go along. I'm working on the roof. I have the, I guess, the over extension, what do they call them, the ladder bars on the side. I've got those up. We need to trim this fascia, and we're starting to do the decking. And then on the other side, I still have to do the ladder bars, or ladder rafters, or whatever you want to call them. And it's coming along. We got the siding up, but not all the trim. I still have to put the door in, and then we're gonna deck this. We're gonna put tar paper down, shingles, you know, drip edge, and then move around to the other side. Okay, I'll update you as we go along. We have heavy rains coming in, and I only got half the roof done. But I have to box out a well, or a hatch, so the well drillers can drop down and pull the pump out if necessary. So it'll basically be like a square or rectangle chimney with a trap door on the top. And I have to engineer it and box it out. But on this side, we have the drip edge, and we have the shingles. It took 2.5 bundles to do that. I bought 5, so that should be perfect. So, okay. Okay, as we're progressing along on the well pump house to keep the well from freezing up, we have the roof is done on one side, and then on the other side we are just finishing up the well, or the whatever you want to call it, the little fireplace looking thing. Basically what this is for is so when in the future, when the well drillers have to come replace the pump, they'll be able to drop right down inside, and we will have a 48 by 24 well over the pump. If you stand this way, it's right down the middle. Well, the sun has gone down, still light, but this is how far we got on the roof. We got the plywood in, the drip edge down, the starter row on the shingles, and then tomorrow we'll put some more tar paper up and finish shingling this. And then we're going to make like a little birdhouse for the well on the top. And then we got to do these little triangle, whatever we call them, soffits or gable ends. And then this is the well. So that's the water well, but that's going to be, and it's exactly right in the middle. I did real good with this because it's right in the middle. So when in the future, whenever they need to pull the well out and change the pump, all I got to do is take off, which we'll be able to pick it up and take it off. I'll have some lifting rings on there, but we're going to make like a little birdhouse or little on the top. The pump house is not really finished, but we have the roof done. The only thing that's going to happen to the roof is I'm going to build a little birdhouse on top of that cap. All that is a flat sheet of plywood with a cap, and I'll build a little roof up on top of that thing, so it looks like a little birdhouse. And then I got to do the ends on each side, and she's pretty much finished and she's ready for paint. Well, we're going to do the soffits and the fascia. So it's a work in project. But before it freezes, we will have it insulated and heated so my well does not freeze. Okay? Okay, this is, an update on this project. It's towards the end of it. So we're going to post it. So more updates from Republic Ridge coming up.